Here with the speed addiction. If you don't subscribe to his channel, you need to go there right now and subscribe. He's going to be doing, a review in my 2020 Hellcat Redeye, and if you've not seen one of his reviews, you've not seen perfection yet. So make sure you go check out his channel and watch my car. In a couple of days will be reviewed by this gentleman, and he's going to be totally honest, right?
Yep, unbiased. I'm not American, but I'm going to be truthful and unbiased. And really, I can't wait to get my hands on nearly 800 horsepower, 797 horsepower to the rear wheels. Let's get it done.
Awesome. All right, stay tuned.
I can't believe it. I am sitting in a Hellcat Redeye, nearly 800 horsepower, 6.2 litres, 797 horsepower, 2.7 litre supercharger. I mean, the size of the supercharger in cubic capacity is nearly as big as the engine in my BMW. This is going to be epic. Let's go. The Hellcat Redeye has 90 horsepower more than the regular Hellcat. Its 2.7 litre screw-type supercharger produces 14.5 pounds of boost. Its 6.2 litre Hemi has stronger rods and pistons and has better oil cooling than the regular Hellcat. The Redeye's drivetrain has a 15% stronger drive shaft and 20% stronger axles. The Redeye can hit the quarter mile in just 10.8 seconds and has a top speed of 203 miles per hour.
My name's Brad. I have a YouTube channel called OC Motivator, and I've got about 30,000 subscribers, almost, so if you'll like and subscribe, that'd be really cool. It's a 2020 Hellcat Redeye. It's got 797 horsepower. I did no mods on it. Prior to the pandemic, I had all these plans to do a incognito pulley and maybe do some engine work and really just take this thing to 1,000 horsepower. And then I watched a whole bunch of other YouTubers do exactly what I was thinking about doing and blow their cars up, blow their transmissions, blow their differentials, blow their motors up, and I decided this is probably not a good idea. I like this car too much to have it break, and during the pandemic, the last thing I wanted was $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 repair bills. Plus, at almost 800 horsepower with the X-Mod exhaust system, they say I picked up maybe 10 or 15 more horsepower. I'm over 800 horsepower. As you will find out, this is a terrifying car to drive for an amateur like me. So I thought, why would I want to do anything more to perfection? Dodge built this car to run really, really fast, stock, and not break, to the extent that they're going to cover it under warranty if it does. So I decided to leave it alone. And I just dressed it up, and I made her pretty. And I blacked out the lights, and I put the cool stripes on, and blacked out the windows, and put an awesome stereo system in it, and put the red and black seat belts, and just made it look incredible, and I'm really happy with it at this point.
How does the car drive in your opinion?
Rude, obnoxious. I always say that I had a CL65 AMG, and I thought that was rude and obnoxious, the Mercedes. Prior to that, I had a SL600 V12, convertible, awesome car. That was smooth and sophisticated. Everything about it was smooth and sophisticated. Fast, but sophisticated. AMG, rude, obnoxious. This takes down to downright belligerent. This is like being in a bar fight on the road every single day. It's loud, it's crazy, has no traction. I mean, at 60 miles an hour, if you decide to stomp on it, you will feel the rear end scoot out from underneath you. It's crazy. Everywhere you go, people stop and ask you about it. This morning, guy calls it nice Charger. After I give him the education that this is a Challenger, he still says, I don't care what it is the most beautiful car I've ever seen. And for around 80,000 bucks, I've got a car that would smoke most cars on the road right now if I can just solve one problem: traction. If I can just get the wheels to stick. This thing is crazy.
Maybe you need some Mickey Thompsons or something just to get that power down.
Yeah, absolutely. Covered in super glue. I don't know.
Alright, that's fantastic. I need one thing from you.
Yeah.
The red key. Don't give me that black key. I've got to have the red key.
I double checked today, and it's all yours.
We're going to have a party today.
Can't wait to hear what you think about the car.
Thank you so much, Brad.
You bet.
So, the power here is just something else. It's instantaneous. So, my first impression was, first time I touched the pedal, it smoked the tyres. Second time, I was able to put the gas down progressively and it was able to stick. So, that's good. That's a little bit of acclimation. Here we go. So, spinning. You can see it just moving around beneath me. But boy, this thing moves. And you've just got that supercharger whine. 800 horsepower, so probably 700 to the wheels. And just the way it picks up power is ridiculous. Again. Oh my God, dude. Man, this thing is fast, but it's a kind of refined type of power. I mean, just those light applications of the throttle are whipping me up into some very high speeds. I'm not at liberty to tell you how fast I was going then, but believe me, it was fast. And it took no effort to get there. Okay, if you're gonna buy a Hellcat, just get those speeding tickets. You're gonna get them, get a good lawyer. Get a good lawyer, because if you don't have a good lawyer, you're not gonna last long in this car. Okay, let's go. Okay, so very sensitive with the accelerator. You have to be very sensitive. I'm just kind of feathering the throttle and I can feel the rear tyres spinning up. So turning around this corner, again, time the accelerator application and down, there we go, spinning around. Oh yes, such power. Alright, so the name Hellcat comes from a World War II fighter jet. And this is like a fighter jet of a car. But what I like about the car is the comfort. You sit in the car and it feels like you're sitting in an armchair that takes you to hyperspeed. I need to reiterate this car and how much performance it has. Okay, just the slightest tap of the accelerator takes you into triple figures. And I've never experienced that before. You don't know how fast you're going. It doesn't feel fast, that's what I mean. It doesn't feel extremely fast, but when you look down, you're flying. It's so refined and so comfortable. That ZF 8-speed gearbox is just so responsive. It puts you right in the power band and the power just comes straight away. So going back to the supercharger, this supercharger in the Hellcat Redeye is larger than the supercharger in the standard Hellcat. I also want to say that the wide body of this Hellcat really makes the car look mean and aggressive. I personally don't like the narrow body. I think the narrow body just makes the car, it just doesn't look aggressive enough to me. It looks a bit tame. It looks like it's trying to be a muscle car, but these wide arches just really make it look manly. And I think if you've got a car like this, I mean, this is definitely a big hairy chested type of car, and I feel like hairs are growing in my chest. The more I put my foot down, the more that the hairs grow. So I've got the red key, which gives me the full 800 horsepower, and that's fantastic. So 3.3 seconds to 60 miles an hour, quarter mile in just under 11 seconds out the box. That's very, very fast for a production car. So this is the SRT pages. You can put it on track, sport, custom, which is just if you're going to be driving every day. And it'll show you all the settings, whether it's street, auto, sport's probably the best. Track's going to run the chiller. So now you can see your power and torque. These are kind of nice. You got timers and gauges and G4s. Okay, more gas, let's go. Okay, so this this isn't a car that you can just give it gas around the corners. You'll find yourself spinning out very quickly. Okay, so much power. It's the type of car that you just can't keep it pinned all the time. If you keep it pinned all the time, then you're going to take off. I mean, it's monstrously powerful, and it's not tuned. This is the stock car, no tuning, no upgrades, just brawn and brute force power straight out the box. And you've got to love Dodge for this. You know, a few years ago they were a struggling company. They got bought by Fiat, and Fiat just said, hey, how can we rejuvenate the brand? Give it more power, give it as much power as you can, and that's what they did. So let's go. I can feel the front of the car moving around. The suspension isn't that tied down, but I don't expect it to. I think it's that muscle car ethos. You've got to be careful, you've got to be really calculated in how you put the foot down. When the power band kicks in, you just feel the supercharger just lay down that power. It's something else. So this isn't the type of car that you can take on a racetrack and set lap records. You're not going to set lap records in this car on a racetrack. But in the quarter mile, you can just get some sticky tyres on there and you'll be kicking butt. You really will. And just for highway cruising, I mean, 99% of the cars you'll come across are just going to get smoked easily without even trying. Some cars can leave me speechless, and this is one of them. It's just blindingly fast. Here's another straight. Here we go. Pushes you back in your seat, but still handles pretty well. You've got to be careful. It's a fast car. And I must say, very few cars that are stock leave me speechless, and this car really does. Stop being dramatic.
Oh, dude, being the passenger in your own car. Oh man.
Thank you so much.
Oh god, dude, you can drive. You no question. You know what you're doing. Holy Nikes. I was like, oh man.